Hey guys, it's Allison Carpio here, and I'm in Oaxaca right now. It's a really big city in Mexico. Traveling around here for some fun. There's a festival going on this time of year and visiting some friends. And while I was walking around the city, I was reflecting back on a lot of my travels, especially growing up as a kid. Because travel for me growing up meant going to the Philippines, where my parents are from. And I would go to visit family and meet all of the cousins that I never knew I had. I have about 20 cousins here in the States and didn't realize there's so many more first and second cousins. And also, my parents loved taking me because they wanted me to see where they came from and what their humble beginnings were really like. So I remember one moment in particular where I was in a car driving around with my dad and we were going through his old neighborhood. And he pointed out the window and he said, "Hey, look, that's a house that I grew up in." And I looked over and I could not believe my eyes. It was practically a pile of dirt with some walls around it. There wasn't even a roof. And I was in the 6th grade at the time, and I thought, wow, how is that even possible? Like, back home, we had a really big house with a roof. We had plenty of food. We had a Toyota minivan to take us everywhere, including the private school where they sent me. So that really just about blew my mind. And they would also say to me, like, I moved all the way here and I worked my butt off to provide a life for you. And I never really knew what that meant until I'd seen the house that my dad grew up in. And also, I started to understand why they made the decisions that they did and why they spent their money the way they did. Because I wanted one of those Hot Wheels cars where I could drive around and pretend I was driving like a grown-up. And my parents thought, no, that's a couple $100. Why would we do that? We could spend that on tuition. We could buy food with that. We could literally spend anything else with that money except for this luxurious toy. And of course I was young, so I didn't know better, and I was really upset about it. And in that moment, I understood. I get why they make the decisions they do. And that kind of got me thinking about avatar research as well, because we marketers, we need that level of empathy for our avatars, especially when we're interviewing them. We will want to ask why, to dig a little bit deeper and understand why they make the decisions they do, why they feel the certain emotions they do, and why they think the way they do. Because if you stop there, you might make some judgments, and you probably hear, oh, just set aside your judgments, and have empathy for your customers. But the way to really do that, first and foremost, is to keep asking why. They're not going to tell you why when you first ask your question, because either they don't know to tell you why, or they, feel embarrassed. So once you keep digging deeper and making it feel safe for them to give you the reasons why they do something or give you some anecdotes, that's how you get the nuggets in your copy for your marketing, and that's how you really develop the empathy that you want for your customers. So make sure to ask why and set aside your judgments and really listen, and that's how you will get the gold.